Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. You know, ladies and gentlemen, there are some crazy things that's going on in the world today. And as spokesman and advocate of basic human rights, I should be able to take a moment in time and share some insight about these particular things that will make life a little bit more challenging to you and perhaps give you a little purpose in life, at least to let you know what it might be designed to be. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that I'm here today as to reference the fact that there is a God, that there's a loving God, and that God created all human beings in conjunction with all other things that has been created. He created human beings to create. The idea is to be perfect in all that you do as children of God. Life in human bodies on this planet during these times. It has been prepared that you might live in such a way that that life is satisfying, that that life is fulfilled, and that it is peaceful and prosperous, and that you live free and joyous and happy, and that you experience your dreams, that your needs, your wants, and your desires are met at your leisure whenever you require them to be met, and that the resources that are required and necessary to be able to accomplish the kinds of things that I've just mentioned to you have been prepared for, and they're stored here on the earth, in the earth, above the earth. Some of it is seen and some of it is unseen, but it's all here so that we the people of the earth, can utilize them as it has been determined for us to do so. And one of the main things that we as people, not just as individuals, but we as people, not just Americans, but people everywhere, is survival. And some of the things that's common amongst us for survival everywhere is food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, transportation, infrastructure, and as I see it, the benefit of any and all things that's made by the hands of man. Now, who, my friends, am I talking about? Who is to benefit from this? It is every individual is to benefit from this. Now, since every human being alive on earth is to benefit from the things that I've just mentioned to you, then it is required that every individual on this earth play up at the proper time, play a part in the process of creating enough of all the stuff that I've just got through mentioning that would allow these things to be met. And how is that done? That's by engaging yourself in a career. You choosing the career, choosing the career that gives you your greatest joy and allow you to put your hand to the plow. And you become part owners as a family working together for the preservation of life. The preservation of life, not destroying it like people destroy the earth, but as you preserve the earth, preserve life. And that is what we, as people who are led by the Spirit of love, who are led by that Spirit of God, who have made that choice, is basically doing so that we, as human beings, can live on this earth as though we are living in heaven. But now, that is a choice. And as you have a choice, that means something else must be available to human beings as well. And that is another choice. One choice produces heaven on earth. Another choice produces selfishness in all of its various ways. All of its various ways. It produces haves and have-nots. And in fact, I made a little note here because I wanted to make sure that you understood what it does. Haves and have-nots, and is represented by any other way other than the way that represents and have the fruits of heaven. It basically is in the selfish attitude, but it benefits all of the choices that comes from the other side of the track. Pain and suffering comes from it. Terror and war comes from it. Hatred, racism, bigotry, the things that's experienced today wherever you are. In America, the pain and suffering, all the ugly things, the lying, the cheating, everything. In Russia, the same things. In China, in Africa, all over the earth, the same kinds of things take place. And where certain, that doesn't mean that everything that takes place in one place takes place in another place, but I'm saying that evil, ugliness takes place everywhere because it is the design of men. It is not the design of the Creator. It is the design of people who decided that they know the best way. And my job here for all of these 40 years is to tell you that they do not know the best way. And all of the pain and all the suffering that you have comes from choosing to follow that way. Now, my friends, the message that I bring to you, and I've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it for over 40 some years. I used to use media sources as I go look back over the past. I would use radio, and I would broadcast a program called Love Ministry, Life of Victory Eternal. It's the same message that I talked to you about yesterday, the message I talked to you about today. And after a year or two, I changed it. Another radio program broadcast was called A Moment of Truth. And it was the same message that I shared with you yesterday and today. Then, when I advanced from that level, I went to cable, and the program was called Paradise on Earth Unlimited, explaining to you just what I just got to explain it to you then and there. Then when I left there, came to the understanding of basic human rights for all people, where I am presently serving. And as I think about that, I think about the thousands of flyers, the thousands of CDs, the thousands of DVDs that have been put out there over the years just to introduce to you what I was saved through a miracle to share with you. And ladies and gentlemen, for some strange reason, it seems to be rejected. I understand why it is, though. But, you know, as I do these kinds of things, I think about what other efforts I've made to try to share with you the truth. Yeah, try to get the message to you. Several times, my man sought after the office of President of the United States at least 4 times. At least 4 times, and using that platform to share with you the message that I just got to share with you yesterday and the message I shared with you today. And a couple of times I ran for the governor of the state of Minnesota, using that as a platform to share with you the message that I shared with you yesterday and today. Several times, a couple of times at least, I ran for the United States Senator from the state of Minnesota. The effort to share with you the message that I shared yesterday and today. Ran for mayor a couple of times, and the mayor of St. Paul and mayor of Woodbury, Minnesota. Using that platform to share with you the message that I shared yesterday and the message I shared with you today. Now, I must admit that according to the message I shared with you yesterday and the message I shared with you today, either it was so righteous and so anti against the establishment, so anti against the way the status quo is, till I was unable to get anything going. In fact, they ended up running for these particular offices as a write-in because of all. See, the campaign that I carry is not to ask you for money, to beg you for money, to give the system, to share the message with you. The message that I bring is true. The message that I bring is good news. It is the message and the answer to what you've been praying for. And when you hear it, if you're serious when you pray and you hear it and to connect, then you, my friends, are to give this message life. It is supposed to spread across this land by you. You give it life. And if it meant somebody raising some money doing it that way, that was on you, not me. My message is to share the truth with you as it has been given to me. So there were ways that the system made sure that you didn't get any of that. I mean, what I'm sharing with you right now, you probably never heard before. But that just saying a few things that I've done. I didn't stop there. I'm the guy who was so satisfied and still is satisfied at just not doing things that you have proven didn't work. But I've been to prison. I served in the brigs in the Philippines, in the brigs in Japan for resisting the Navy. And Ronald Reagan was president of the United States. The man as far as his policies and its effect on poor people and poor nations was just despicable and embarrassing. And I refused, as in my protest, I refused to wear the uniform and was settling for other than honorable separation as a protest. It was my way of saying to the world, saying to human beings, that what I have, the message that I bring to you is so wonderful that it destroys all of the stuff that's going around in the system as far as its outcomes are concerned. And so going to prison for that was a beautiful thing to do. And that's not all it is. I've been to prison, jails in the state, in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Washington County, Ramsey County, and even spent a stint in Stillwater Prison in Minnesota. And all of these things that I go to prison for, yeah, I committed crimes to get attention so I can share with you the message that I shared with you yesterday and today, to let you know it's authentic. It's so real and so advantageous to the human race till I sacrifice myself to get your attention. Now, I'm not like Trump. Trump said he sacrificed himself to protect you, but they are coming at him for all of the rules and regulations that he has broken, and it has nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you, only benefit him. Now he needs you to protect him from the hands of accountability. Yeah, my thing was, I need you to hear me. I want you to know that the message I bring is fantastic. A message that I bring that will free you. And I'm willing to put myself in jail. I'm willing to allow myself to go through the pain and suffering. Well, you think it's pain and suffering, but it really is not. It's joy. I'm willing to sacrifice myself, though, so that you can get the good news and you can change your life and become, as I mentioned, a fruit of that choice, which says you can live on earth as though you're in heaven. So that's fantastic to me. I don't mind paying the price just to make sure you get the message. Hopefully you're using. But that's the difference, my friend. This is what I have done. And I didn't just do it because I'm somebody. No, I did it because I was blessed. I was given information. I was given knowledge that God is real and that God is good. And that if you want to live a fantastic life, you're going to have to be real. You're going to have to be good. And you're going to trust in something that you can't see. Because if you put all your trust in us, in men, then you're going to always come up short. It is only God that loves us all. We do not love all. God does. And we have to walk according to those principles that would allow us to benefit through God's love. So, I just thought I'd take a moment, ladies and gentlemen, and share that with you. I think I had written a topic down there, what I call it. Titled, The Heaven You Can Build. The Heaven You Can Build. Yeah, nice subject. The heaven that you can build. You don't have to worry about going to heaven somebody else has built. The heaven you can build, because you utilize the same principles that would create heaven anyway. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.